Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, let's unpack this. Um, Imagine a family deeply rooted in faith, right?
Hmm.
But they're facing this cascade of health issues, really complex relationship struggles, and even, well, mysterious stuff happening after someone passes away.
Right, a lot going on.
What if every single challenge, every illness, even those quirky personality traits, what if they all had a deeper explanation? Like a thread connecting everything back to actions across different lifetimes.
That's a fascinating premise.
Well, that's exactly the kind of intricate tapestry we're diving into today. We received this incredibly rich case study from a listener over in Japan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she shared the deeply personal, interconnected lives of her family back in Thailand and her own pretty unique journey, too.
Okay.
So our mission here in this deep dive is really to pull out the wisdom from these stories, try to understand the why behind what they experience, and figure out what these narratives can teach you, our listeners, about life's interconnectedness and, the power of karma.
Sounds like a powerful exploration.
Mhm.
Looking forward to it.
Let's start at the foundation, the bedrock of this family, the parents.
Okay.
You'll hear about a father who is, well, by all accounts, the absolute epitome of devotion, a role model in merit making.
A real pillar of faith, that.
Totally. He's tirelessly dedicated, giving alms, chipping in for temple building, making offerings. He even chants and meditates every single day, without fail.
Wow, that's serious commitment.
It really is. He's so committed. He's actually a temple trustee.
Yeah.
And he cares so much that, like, if it rains and the monks can't do their alms round, he'll personally drive food over to the temple.
That's going above and beyond.
And during Buddhist Lent, he observes Uposatha precepts. These are, special observances for lay people on holy days, stricter morality, more meditation. He even stays overnight at the temple sometime.
Dedication.
But despite all this immense spiritual devotion, here's where you see this fascinating paradox emerge. Even with all that goodness, the father, he's 71 now, suffers from severe gout, like really debilitating joint pain. And he frequently passes small kidney stones.
Ouch. That sounds painful.
Yeah, and apparently both traditional and modern medicine haven't really given him much relief. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can someone so devoted still go through such profound physical suffering?
Well, what's fascinating here is the karmic explanation that's provided for his condition. It's believed that in past lives, he often urinated indiscriminately.
Indiscriminately.
Yeah, even on sacred ground, like a temple wall,
Correct.
apparently. And maybe even more crucially, he was involved in destroying Dhamma books.
Destroying scriptures. Wow.
Exactly. So within this framework, you see, this disrespect for sacred places and the destruction of spiritual knowledge, those actions, combined with his sort of general disregard, are believed to manifest physically,
Yeah.
like blockages and impurities in the body.
Leading directly to the gout, the joint pain, the kidney stones.
That's the connection being made, yes.
Yeah.
Directly causing his current ailments.
That is a very specific link between action and consequence.
Okay, but then, if those past actions are the cause, what about all his good deeds now? His tireless devotion?
Right.
Does all that accumulated merit, his Uposatha precepts, his incredible dedication, does it help him at all?
Yes, absolutely. It's believed that all his past and present merit will go a long way to reduce the severity of these karmic effects.
Reduce the severity, not erase it.
Not necessarily erase it instantly, no, but it creates an opportunity to heal, a path towards mitigating the suffering. The advice given is basically keep making merit diligently, keep up the good work, and also, importantly, to pray for good doctors and effective medicine.
Okay, so it's not just spiritual, it's practical too.
Exactly. This case really illustrates that while past actions definitely have consequences, our ongoing commitment to goodness, to merit, acts like a powerful buffer. It offers a path to healing.
So persistence in goodness is key, even when you're facing stuff from the past. Precisely. That consistent effort in merit-making acts almost like a protective shield, lessening the impact of those previous unwholesome deeds.
That's a really crucial distinction, reducing severity, creating opportunities. It's not just about wiping the slate clean instantly.
Exactly. It's more about resolution and softening the blow. Very heavy past karma might not just vanish, but consistent merit creates conditions for it to manifest, perhaps, in a milder form.
Or maybe opportunities pop up for healing, mentally or physically.
Right. It sort of buys time, you could say, for spiritual growth to happen, for things to work through.
Okay, that makes sense. Now let's turn to the mother. She's been right there with him, his manzad, Kapana's partner in merit-making, every step of the way.
A team effort, then.
Definitely. She prepares food for the monks daily, practices generosity, morality, meditation, just like him. Observes the Upasata precepts during Buddhist Lent, too. Equally devoted.
Okay, so similar level of dedication.
Yes. But then, just after she turned 60, something sudden happened. She started shaking her head uncontrollably, trembling almost like she was. Well, the description used was possessed.
Oh, wow. That sounds frightening.
Terribly. She couldn't recognize anyone, not even herself, in the mirror, and she really struggled to communicate.
Goodness.
The family rushed her to the hospital, of course. She was diagnosed with cerebral atrophy, diabetes, and high blood pressure.
A lot hitting her at once.
Yeah, and despite frequent hospital visits, there's been basically no improvement. The only thing she consistently responds to is hearing about merit making and saying, Sathu.
Sathu, like expressing approval or resonance with the merit.
Exactly. That's the only connection sometimes.
So if we connect this to the larger picture, her really severe symptoms, that possession-like state, the memory loss, the brain atrophy, all the other illnesses, they're attributed to a combination of, well, heavy past actions.
Okay, what kind of action?
Primarily, it's seen as the result of repeatedly lying in different situations, like maybe in business dealings or even lying to her parents. And also, the karma from killing animals for food.
Lying and killing. That's heavy.
Very heavy, yes. Now, her current extensive merit-making will certainly soften the impact, no doubt about that. But the karma itself is described as being so significant that a full recovery is considered, well, quite challenging.
Wow, so even with all the good she's doing now.
It helps. But the weight of the past actions, especially things like taking life or consistent dishonesty, can manifest in these really profound and complex ways. It really shows how those kinds of actions can undermine health and clarity later on.
So for both parents, despite this incredible devotion, they face very different, very profound challenges. And each challenge seems rooted in distinct past actions.
Exactly. It highlights how individual karmic pathways play out, even within a shared spiritual life. It all contributes to the family's overall karmic landscape, you could say.
Okay, so from the parents' really complex journey, let's look at how these karmic threads weave through their children. Starting with the second sister. Her life took a particularly difficult turn.
Right.
She endured a philandering husband. I mean, he not only drank and had affairs, but he actually built a whole new house for his mistress.
Ah, that's incredibly painful.
You can only imagine her heartbreak. She became really thin, sickly, suffered from chronic diarrhea. It got so bad that doctors were apparently reluctant to treat her further.
That sounds desperate.
It was. Her eldest sister, trying to help, took her to a medium.
Ah, the medium route.
Yeah, you know the classic ritual. The medium rolled an egg over her body, cracked it open.
And found things inside.
Nails, hair, thread. The medium claimed she was cursed by the mistress.
Okay. And did that help?
Well, she felt better for a short time, maybe psychologically, but then her condition got much worse. She was diagnosed with stomach cancer.
Oh, no.
She passed away at just 43 after about a year, a truly tragic life cut short.
That's heartbreaking. And the karmic explanation for her suffering with the unfaithful husband.
How does that fit in?
Well, within this framework, it's seen quite directly as residual karma from a past life where she herself was a philandering man.
Wow. So what goes around comes around, essentially.
Is the principle illustrated here? Yes. The suffering we inflict can echo back to us, sometimes in very similar forms. Now, her death itself, initially, it was primarily the stomach cancer combined with her natural lifespan just ending.
Okay. But the case study mentioned a doctor's injection, euthanasia.
Right. That injection is described as a contributing factor, yes. But it's also seen as a result of past karma from killing many animals.
So a confluence of things coming together. The cancer, the lifespan, and this past karma related to killing.
Exactly. It's a tragic convergence of past actions ripening in her current life, with that specific act of taking life sort of resurfacing in the manner of her own passing.
And then things got even stranger after her death, right? Less than a month after she died, her younger sister had this really vivid dream. The departed sister supposedly said, "I wasn't dead, the doctor injected me to die."
Whoa.
And after her passing, her dogs apparently howled daily, and things in her house would just fall over and break spontaneously.
Poltergeist-like activity.
Yeah. So what was going on? What happened to her after death? Was it the curse the medium talked about, or something else?
Well, according to the insights given, she was not cursed. That medium's ritual, it didn't really have any actual effect.
Okay, so the egg thing was just theater.
Essentially, yes. She died from the cancer.
Mm.
And initially, she couldn't accept her death. She was lingering at home, sort of confused and distressed, as what's described as a general-level celestial being.
So the dream, the falling objects, that was her.
It seems so,
Yeah.
yes. Signs of her initial distress and her non-acceptance of what had happened. This kind of attachment and confusion isn't uncommon right after death, according to these teachings.
Okay, but did things change for her?
Yes, significantly. After her family dedicated merit to her, praying for her, doing good deeds in her name, her state improved quite a bit. Her mind became peaceful. She accepted her passing.
That's amazing. The family's actions helped her even after death.
Absolutely. It's a powerful demonstration of how the living can positively influence the deceased through acts of merit, helping them find peace and move on. Though it's mentioned she still remains somewhere in the vicinity of the home, but in a much better state.
Incredible how that connection persists. Okay, staying within the family, we encounter another really fascinating karmic puzzle with the youngest sister.
Ah, yes, the paradox.
Exactly. She's described as, well, pretty hot-tempered, easily irritated, quick to anger, apparently scolds and yells at anyone, even her own parents sometimes.
Not easy to live with, perhaps.
The family sounds quite exasperated, yeah. But here's the twist. She also loves to make merit and offer alms. She's devout in that way.
Yeah, okay, so she does good deeds.
She does. But here's the real kicker, the detail that stands out. She's apparently angry before she makes merit, and she's angry after she makes merit.
So the anger is just always there, even around the merit making itself.
Seems like it. It's described as an ingrained habit, which makes the family wonder, how can someone so into good deeds be so consistently irritable?
It does raise a really important question. Why this persistent anger, this anarchy, as it's called, especially around acts that are meant to be positive and calming?
Yeah, what's the explanation?
Well, this specific disposition, her ingrained anger, is attributed to a karmic lineage. It's believed she spent many past lives as a demon lineage devata, or a yak.
A yak, like a fierce spirit.
Exactly. A yak is often a powerful, sometimes fierce, type of celestial being in Buddhist cosmology. So that past lineage, spending lifetimes as a yak, has imprinted this deep-seated tendency towards anger. It's carried over.
So it's like a habit pattern from past lives manifesting now.
A very strong one, yes. It shows how deeply ingrained our character traits can be, carrying through countless rebirths, even influencing our spiritual practice.
So what does this mean for her future then? With all the merit she makes, does the anger just cancel it out, or?
It doesn't completely negate the good deeds, no, but it definitely colors the results. The unique outcome predicted for this specific combination making merit with a perpetually angry mind is that she would likely be reborn as a high-class yak.
A high-class yak, so like a beautiful or handsome demon.
Something like that, yes. The high-class part reflects the merit, maybe status, power, or appearance, but the yak part reflects the unresolved anger, preventing a purely peaceful or heavenly rebirth.
Wow, that's specific. It really shows how the state of mind matters, doesn't it?
Critically important. And it's a reminder that karma isn't just about what we do, but very much about the state of mind we're in while we do it.
Is there a way out for her? Can she change that trajectory?
Absolutely. There's a clear path. If she can make a decisive resolution, really commit to overcoming this habit of anger, if she transforms that mindset, then yes, she can definitely avoid that high-class yak rebirth.
So it requires conscious effort and change.
Persistent, conscious effort. It highlights that we can alter our destiny even with deep-seated patterns. The internal state is just as important, maybe even more so sometimes, than the external action.
That's a huge insight for anyone trying to, grow spiritually. It's not just ticking boxes of good deeds. It's about the quality of your mind.
Precisely. Cultivating the mind is central.
Okay, so we've seen these complex threads in the family in Thailand. Now let's shift our focus to our listener, the third daughter, the one who sent us this incredible story.
Right, the narrator herself.
She moved to Japan when she was 28, eventually met and married her Japanese husband, and she describes this really unique dynamic in their marriage.
Oh, how so?
Well, after only about 2 years of being, husband and wife in the typical sense, their relationship kind of evolved. And for over a decade now, she says she's felt like he was more like her own son.
Her son? Interesting.
Yeah, she describes caring for him, feeding him, bathing him when he's sick, feeling very protective. She says it's a warm feeling, but definitely distinct from a usual spousal bond. It makes you wonder about the deeper connections there, right?
Absolutely. That's quite unusual.
And she was the one who introduced him to Buddhism back in 1995.
Ah.
And
Lovely.
he took to it incredibly quickly, became deeply devoted, which is pretty remarkable for someone not raised in that tradition.
Some people just have that connection, it seems.
Apparently. He loved chanting, listening to sermons, and then in 1999, he actually ordained as a monk for 4 rainy seasons at Wat Phra Dhammakaya in Thailand.
Ordained. For 4 whole rainy seasons. That's a serious commitment for anyone, let alone someone coming from a different culture.
Exactly. And during his time as a monk, he became this key figure. He encouraged other Japanese men to practice, and he spent a lot of time diligently translating Dhamma teachings and these very case studies we're discussing into Japanese.
Wow, translating case studies too, that's significant.
And he even excelled in the Buddhist university studies they have there, apparently topped every class. His dedication was clearly extraordinary.
That really is remarkable. And the karmic insights on him, his background.
What does the source say about his past?
What's fascinating is that his early loss of his father, his dad died when he was only 6, is linked karmically to a past life. Apparently, he had a major argument with his father in that life and declared he never wanted a father like that again.
Whoa. The power of words, even from past lives.
Indeed. And his profound dedication now to ordination, to Buddhist studies despite being Japanese, that stems from past experiences where he primarily undertook short-term ordinations with the monastic community.
So it's like a continuation, a karmic imprint guiding him back.
It's exactly a deep-seated spiritual inclination just finding its path again in this life, regardless of his cultural background. It shows how these connections can really transcend lifetimes and circumstances.
But his journey hasn't been without major obstacles, has it? Especially health-wise.
Right, there's a significant challenge there.
During his ordination, he developed severe high blood pressure and then kidney failure. He lost a lot of weight, like 20 kilograms, dropping from 70 kilograms down to 50 kilograms.
That's a drastic drop. And during ordination, too.
Yeah, eventually he had to disrobe because of his health, and now he's on dialysis every other day.
That's incredibly difficult. A huge life change.
He even apparently spoke of wanting to die at one point, though he later clarified he meant he just desperately wanted to recover so he could reordain.
Ah, the desire to practice was still strong.
Very strong. He asked his mother back in Japan for a kidney, but she declined because of her own health issues. And now he's asked our listener, his wife, for one of hers.
A huge decision for her.
Definitely. And he also experiences these disturbing night terrors.
Yes, the source mentions that. What's the insight there?
Well, his kidney failure and high blood pressure are attributed karmically to past lives as a dishonest merchant.
A dishonest merchant. How so?
Selling poor quality or even fake goods mixed in with the genuine ones, that kind of deception, combined with, again, the karma of killing animals for food.
So deceit and harming life leading to issues with the body's vital systems like kidneys and blood pressure.
That's the connection made, yes. And those night terrors, where he sees a large 4-legged animal pressing down on him.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying. Is it an external entity?
Apparently not. It's explained as a manifestation of a physical imbalance. Basically, poor circulation affects his body during sleep, creating pressure or discomfort. And his subconscious mind interprets that physical sensation as this frightening image of a large animal pressing on him.
Ah, so it's an internal physical issue creating a scary mental image, not an actual spirit attack.
Exactly, mind interpreting the body's signals during sleep. It's really fascinating how specific these links are presented, like the dishonest merchant karma leading to kidney failure. Can you elaborate just a bit more on how those specific actions are thought to result in those particular physical problems?
Sure. The underlying principle, as explained in these frameworks, is often about resonance. Actions that corrupt or block the flow of resources or trust, like selling fake goods, which blocks fair exchange, can translate karmically into blockages or failures in the body's own systems for flow and filtering, like the kidneys, which are vital for filtering waste and maintaining balance.
Okay, I see the parallel.
And similarly, taking lives, which fundamentally suppresses or cuts short vitality, can eventually result in conditions that diminish one's own vitality or life-sustaining functions. It's seen as a deep resonance between the nature of the action and the nature or location of the consequence.
That makes the connection clearer. So, back to our listener, the wife. Seeing his incredible devotion to the Dhamma, and especially his extensive translation work, she's agreed to consider donating a kidney.
Wow. That's a huge act of generosity and compassion.
Especially because she has her own health issues. She gets fatigued easily, has body aches, numbness. She's even been diagnosed with a cervical disc herniation and possibly has a swollen kidney herself.
So she's considering this despite her own challenges. That's really something.
And that unique feeling she has, that her husband is like her son. What's the story there, according to the source?
Ah, yes. That feeling she has, that deep maternal-like care, it's explained quite profoundly. In the vast cycle of rebirth, they have actually been mother and son in many, many more past lives than they've been husband and wife.
Really? More mother-son lifetimes.
Yes. And that deep karmic bond is compounded by her current deep care and protective instincts for him in his illness. It shows how profound and enduring these relational karmic bonds can be, shaping feelings even when the current relationship label is different.
That explains so much about her feeling. Okay, and his translation work. How significant is that?
Hugely significant. His diligent work translating the Dhamma teachings and these case studies is considered a form of Panton Dhammadana, which means Dhamma donation, or the gift of truth.
And that's important.
It's regarded as the highest, most meritorious form of giving, far exceeding material charity. This potent merit is believed to powerfully cut down his negative karma, reduce the severity of his illness, and potentially even extend his lifespan.
Wow, so that work could actually help him heal and live longer.
It creates the conditions for that possibility, yes. It allows him more time and opportunity to continue his spiritual journey. It's a very powerful act of purification and merit accumulation.
And what about their overall merit making together as a couple across lifetimes? The source used a specific phrase.
Ah, yes.
Hmm.
Their shared karmic journey, their combined merit making over time, is described using the term a supply run style of merit making, but one that's according to mood or according to emotion.
A supply run according to mood. What does that imply?
It implies inconsistency. Sometimes their joint efforts in merit making across lifetimes have been strong, full-hearted, consistent, creating significant positive results, like his deep connection to Dhamma now. But at other times, maybe their effort was less sustained, perhaps driven more by temporary feelings or circumstances rather than steady resolve.
So sometimes full effort, sometimes not so much.
Exactly. And this leads to their current mixed circumstances. They experience both profound spiritual progress, especially him now, but also face significant physical and relational challenges together. It suggests a kind of mixed bag of karmic readiness and effort over their shared history.
But his current dedication, especially the translation work, sounds like he's really making a very intentional, consistent effort now.
Absolutely. It seems he, in particular, is making a significant intentional shift towards a much more consistent and powerful supply run of positive karma in this lifetime, which is incredibly beneficial.
Wow. What an absolutely incredible journey through this one family story. Just, wow. We've seen how actions across lifetimes, I mean, from things like lying in business or, urinating on temple walls to being an unfaithful spouse or an angry merit maker can manifest in such specific, sometimes surprising ways, even generations later.
The connections are quite striking.
But we've also seen the other side, haven't we? The immense power of consistent goodness, the way merit can mitigate things, soften the blow, and the real possibility of transforming even heavy karma through diligent effort and, well, a profound change of heart, like with the youngest sister potentially avoiding that yak rebirth.
The power of present action is key.
We've seen patterns emerge, too. The serious impact of taking life seems recurrent. The power of steady, consistent merit is clear. And even specific acts, like disrespecting sacred places, seem to have these very tangible, long-lasting effects. This family story just highlights the intricate, often really surprising ways karma weaves through generations, connecting us all in ways we might not even imagine.
It truly does. This deep dive really underscores that central teaching. Yes, past actions absolutely have consequences. We see that clearly here. But our present actions, our intentions right now, and our continuous effort in making merit, cultivating virtue, practicing meditation, these hold immense power to shape our future.
So it's not predetermined.
Not at all. It's a constant reminder that every single moment is a fresh opportunity, an opportunity to cultivate the seeds for the kind of life, the kind of future you wish to live. And it shows that even deeply ingrained habits, like the youngest sister's anger, can be overcome with awareness and diligent, persistent effort.
And it also shows how even within one family, everyone's got their unique journey, right? Their own karma.
Unique, yet also deeply intertwined. Their actions affect each other. Their merit can help each other, like a family helping the deceased sister. It's both individual and collective.
So the final thought for everyone listening, What stands out most profoundly to you about how these interconnected threads of karma weave through this specific family story? And maybe more importantly, what lessons from their experiences, their struggles and triumphs might you apply to your own understanding of life's challenges and your own opportunities for growth? Something to really reflect on.